Howdy there, folks. Welcome to another edition of City of Heroes. Another run with Adamant, because I would really like to get him into the 20s and really make it so that he's, well, able to get into the greater world of the game. When you start with going rogue, you are largely stuck here. Whereas if you start with red side or blue side, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to Pocket D, and then you can pretty much go wherever you want. Because you got to talk. I'll show you. Let's see. It's bank base portal. Now, granted, I can use the base portal to go wherever I want. These weren't available during the Paragon days. Not gold side. But as a gold sider, I don't talk to people from an alternate reality. That doesn't help me. I can't go to the red side places. I can't go to the blue side places. I can't go to these hazard zones, which are technically blue side places. I can use some of the interdimensional stuff, but only the stuff that's I can only go to the interdimensional stuff that's going rogue content. Transport to Pocket D. This has a transport to Pocket D. God damn it. Did I forget to place Perez Park again? No, it's right there. I don't know. Sometimes I have trouble figuring out what I have and have not placed. Nope. In any case. So, this is Pocket D, the nightclub of the superheroes. It's run by this guy, DJ Zero, who is apparently something of an elder god. He created a pocket dimension. That's a ski chalet. In the Paragon days, it was available only during the winter event. The Homecoming crew said, nah, screw that. We want it all the time. You can see normal people dancing. You can see villains dancing. That is a lot of ring mistresses. This zone actually has code in it that puts random characters in, like this guy. This guy was a showcase for a bunch of new items that were created at the time. Animal heads, new wings, new gloves and such. At the time, I've used all of these regularly on my various characters. Arcade games of City of Heroes and City of Villains. It's kind of sad that arcades don't really exist anymore. an architect section. Somebody got killed in their game. In the architect, you can design your own scenarios. I've got a couple of my own. Let's see, where's one of the monitors? Ah. My creations. Alright, you will hate this. They are composed of everything you hate in the game. I think I put like sappers and freak show juicers. Pretty much every enemy that does stuff that people hate. This is the reason why I came here. Null the goal. He's kind of jokey, but what can you do? Can you disable my travel power pop-up tray? That'd be that. Can change my Mystic Fortune preference. Determine whether or not you automatically accept Mystic Fortune. Can you alter all group travel powers affect me? Now, if I weren't in Pretoria, there would be another option here. Can you change my alignment? Which allows you to change your alignment to hero, rogue, villain, or vigilante. Those aren't available to me until I finish up here. So, let's get to it. Now, where we left off yesterday, Aaron Walker is sending us to deal with some failed experiments. These are ghouls that Neuron experimented with, screwed up, and then he just kind of forgot about them, because that's what he does. Oh, that's unfortunate. And here they are. Ghouls that have been experimented upon. They've even got snazzy outfits. Got a sight on some intruders moving in. So they don't just roar, they actually talk. There's Experiment 105. Cyborg arms. On the one hand, I kind of wish we could have gotten those wrist and ankle bracelets, but those are manacles. I think we can get that face, though. Or something like it. Like I said, I'm trying to get to level 20, so let's get as many people chasing me as possible, huh? There they are. Hello, boys. Oh, look how many of you there are. Didn't help you. Willpower is just an amazing defensive set. And I hear my dog wanting me to get her biscuits and let her outside. After this fight, I have to pause for a moment and take care of that. There we go. Ah, there's the third. How dare you make me fight in this water? Good thing for you I'm not wearing good clothes. But if I were wearing my Hermes kicks and my basketball outfit, that'd be hundreds of dollars you ruined. The other one. Gotta love that. The Praetorians think that they're making a better world, and they've literally made their own mole people. Crow still listed as a contact. And right now, this seems to be straight to where these guys came from. And what I gotta do is, whoa. And man, I just found something that is huge. I thought Neuron was a sicko, but this blows him out of the water. It all makes perfect sense, man. How could I not see it? All the lies, all the secrets, it's all connected, all of it. You and me, Adamant, we just got ourselves a bona fide, misspelled bona fide. It's Bona, F-I-D-E. The Going Rogue stuff is just full of these typos. We're gonna bring back to life a guy everyone thinks is dead. James Noble. That'd be David Nakayama's character. You ever heard of him? This guy was the best cop in Pretoria. Okay. Me, I hate cops, but this guy I respected. He fought to protect the people of Pretoria, not his own reputation. Took down the real criminals, like those destroyer types in the Syndicate. Heard he even fought in the front lines overseas. A while back it was announced this guy was killed in a resistance firefight outside of Pretoria. Gave him a whole big funeral, honors, the whole 9 yards. Only according to the data I found, he ain't dead. He's one of them now, Adamant. One of the guys you fought in the underground. We've got ourselves a good man to save. They're all products of Neuron's failed experiments. I'm pretty sure you already explained that when we first started this, kid, but okay. This guy does his tests, and when they fail, he dumps them in the tunnels. You know how many people have died because of that? Oh, it's okay. The Praetorians just clone them anyway. Then give them the drugged water to make them forget that they'd ever died in the first place. That's not a joke. That's actual plot of Pretoria. So, backstory. Here on Praetorian Earth, they fought a war with what's called the Hamadan. See how this city is surrounded by something that looks like jungle? That's not just southern Louisiana. I think I just went into the next zone. Yep. Yeah. Now where am I going? Okay. Huh. That's odd. Alright then. But that's not just southern Louisiana. All of that greenery out there is an enemy group called the Devouring Earth. Plant monsters, rock monsters, gem monsters, all that fun stuff. Fungus monsters, even. And here on Praetoria, the Hamadon is apparently some gigantic tentacled monstrosity. Throughout the Praetorian missions, you sometimes get people talking about how they fought in the Hamadon Wars and that Emperor Cole saved them, but now they all have to hide inside this high-tech city protected by the Sonic Wall. Just a moment, I gotta deal with that cat. Now the Sonic Wall doesn't just keep the forest out, it keeps us in. And yeah, there's no getting past that. That is specifically, as you can see, it shut down all of my powers. Of course, if you're also paying attention, look at the way the projectors are angled. So yeah, those aren't so much about keeping the Devouring Earth out. It's about keeping everybody in this city in. The big secret about Praetorian Earth is that the city of Praetoria is just a gigantic prison. A high-tech snow globe. Because the truth is, the tyrant could not defeat the Hamadon, and instead made a deal. He would keep humanity hemmed in, and the Hamadon could do whatever it wanted to the rest of the planet. This is the Behavior Adjustment Facility. See something familiar? Looks similar to something else, doesn't it? Does the exact same thing. This place ends up being used as an incarnate trial. There is a way in. And here we can see all the people are being subjugated. Alright, I'm only 3 levels away from these guys, so they still aggro on me. Whoopsie daisy. Well, I'm on a rush. As the saying goes, fuck the police. Any idea how many drugs I'm on right now? Oh, I missed it. There was a roaring sound. That was the Hamadon, which means its tentacle must have been out there somewhere. Damn. Where does this door take me? Right back outside. Alright, I had my fun anyway. I'll just go back to where I came. Please, man. Please level me up now that I have the blood of several of your soldiers on my hands. Oh, my hands are still literally dripping with the blood of your police. Of course, the Praetorians are weird like that. Joke's on me, they're into that stuff. Actually, I should just go ahead and make kick. Deal more damage. Since I gained a level, may as well increase this one's level. Still trying to find a good animation for this. That would be good for this costume change. Starting to think I'm just gonna have to stick with backflip though. See? Simple. I need to check something. Okay. There he is. James Noble. Or as the game calls him, Noble Savage. He is made of pretty much nothing but unique costume items. I'm here to help you. To fight back against Neuron, against what he did to you. Don't you remember the experiments? Hold on, the Resistance didn't do this to you. Neuron did. And now I have to fight. Oh. You scratched me. Ow. Now, I don't need to wipe out all of you, but I want to. For points. kick. Wouldn't have been cherry tapping. Cherry tapping is when you beat them with Brawl. Which, by this time, most of my characters have spec'd out of Brawl. It just doesn't do enough damage. But I do have a few characters that still use it, like my shield characters, because it's the only way you get that delightful shield bash. So, James Noble freaked out, huh? Guess I shouldn't be surprised. Has been living with monsters all this time and probably doesn't trust anyone. Dude's a much better person now that he has some heroin in him. That's not as much of a joke as I'm making it out to be. It's very likely the medication that they made for him to slow his mind down is some form of opioid. This is gonna get ugly. So what he's saying here is that James Noble's wife has remarried. She's no longer Jennifer Noble, she's Jennifer Donner. Why is it going to get ugly? Donner is James Noble's old partner. Ooh, let's we just level back to normal. I'd rather believe that he's dead or that he's alive. That's rather fallacious argumentation there, but I don't know, the writing for going rogue is a mixed bag. The bulk of the writing was done by the same guy who made the Reichsman Task Force and Strike Force, which was just really, really poorly written. He admitted later he wasn't particularly read up on the lore of the game, which was so bizarre. Why would you be writing the game if you didn't know the lore? But on the same token, for whatever reason, the developers were really keen on cludging in a fight with the Reichsman. Can I go in here? I can. Oh, it's a storage. And there's my dog at the door. Be right back. Oh, now I gotta go see Jim. BVD are preoccupied fighting these oddly dressed combatants. You'll have to be careful not to get in the crossfire. This is one of the things that's actually kind of clever. If you're playing for the Resistance, you wind up working with Arachnos and fighting against Longbow. But figuring out that you've got things mixed up is something that happens in the background, behind the scenes. Like I said, the guy who wrote the Khan Task Force wrote the bulk of what went on here in Praetoria. That wasn't so much a bad thing. Like, despite him not knowing the bulk of the lore, there was also the fact that the lore for Praetoria needed to be heavily rewritten anyway, because the original Praetorians were just evil heroes. Good villains. But all the good villains were dead. This thing that I'm complaining about, though, not learning about Longbow except for in the background, the Rebellion realizing that or the Resistance realizing that they're a bit too overzealous. That's the sort of thing that happens in the background. When you go to First Ward and Night Ward, all the Resistance stuff practically vanishes. It doesn't matter which side you were on. Everybody does the same quest. Unless you do random missions that are out there, but those are random missions. They don't have any impact on the story. The Resistance finding out that Longbow is who they should align with, happening in the background, I think is more of a symptom of the fact that they crushed all of the material in the first 20 levels of the game, only for players to return to it when they hit level 50, at which point Praetorians find out, oh no, our leadership were monsters, except if you were playing Resistance, you already knew that. There was no story to register that. But that's not something I blame on Paragon. I feel it's something they would have smoothed out over time. It's just that NCSoft didn't give them that time. Alright, I'm done here. Back into the sewers. James Noble's badge and the Noble family photo. Here we go. Now, James Noble, I got some bad news for you. Your wife married your partner on the Force. I'm gonna kill him. Not what I'd hoped. That's right. Punch and kick the crotch. The heavily armored crotch. I swear I know what I'm doing. My ex-wife. In all fairness, everyone thought you were dead. Why is this always a point everyone forgets? I can't believe you betrayed me. You were dead. You were dead. The phrase is, till death do we part. For all intents and purposes, as far as anybody knew, you were dead. Stop feeling betrayed and learn to deal with the situation. Sorry, there are just some stock phrases in fiction that really grind my gears. One that I especially despise is whenever it is the most common argument against revenge. Killing him won't bring her back. No shit, pow! It's not about bringing her back. It's about punishing him for killing her. Why are you not getting this? He does go on to have a pretty decent story, just not the story that was advertised. There was supposed to be some sort of connection between him and Maelstrom. Apparently they're both powered by the same kind of source. But it just never goes anywhere. This is great. This must be what it feels like to make a step in a cause. Alright. Time to go deal with the secret lab. I love these glowing panels. You can get something like it in the bases. And a lot of the Rikti armors have glowing panels that flick on during nighttime. It's the Testicle Rangers. Test! I know what I said. Maybe I shouldn't have ramped up the team size. I thought fighting only 3 at a time was getting kind of boring for me. That looks better. Of course, the funny thing is, after that scene on Metal Gear Solid, that just isn't as impressive. Metal Gear Solid had bullet holes all over the walls, broken panels, blood galore. And then finally when you're around a corner, a guy crawling before he's suddenly lifted up by an invisible force. I'm like, wow, games can be cinematic. The man with my device is here. Oh, the pushover? I'll go deal with him. Where you are? No, where are you at, fuckface? Making the algorithm angry. Where you at, fuckface edgelord? It's Maelstrom, fuckface edgelord. I mean, seriously, you must have a fuckface. Why are you hiding it behind a mask? You wear a mask too. Yeah, but I got my mouth showing. Clearly, I'm not. We can kind of get it to look like this, but we can't get those gloves. I want those gloves. Ow! Like my brother said, he wanted him to be like Spider-Man Wolverine. At this point, that's pretty much what he is. He's got good resilience. He's got regeneration. In a couple of levels, he'll be getting a really decent defense. Actually, not a couple of levels. Let's see. Next level will be quick recovery. I think level 24 is when heightened senses will be available. Level 2 hemorrhage will be available, but I don't take that. That is a power that needs to be modified. The developers need to change it because right now it is a low damage, high bleed power. It also burns your stacks of Blood Frenzy. And if you have a full load of Blood Frenzy, it puts an orange ring around it. If you use it then, not only does it burn all of your stacks of Blood Frenzy, it also makes it so that you can't acquire Blood Frenzy for a while. Also, you can do a little more bleed damage. Meanwhile, you're still beating the crap out of the enemy. Now, why would I want to maintain Blood Frenzy? Each stack grants you a small recharge and endurance discount buff. That is far more useful than some bleed damage. I mean, it's part of what makes Snugglepurr viable. Oh, he got fucked up. Oh look, it's fuckface Skull Shader. Edgelord Extraordinaire. And Supreme Pushover. And then he runs away. All this was to find out about Project Olympian. This chick who wants to talk to you. She wants to talk to you really badly. Oh yeah, and she might be slightly insane too. Penelope Yin. Nope. Okay. Penelope Yin. This contact is weird. She's one of the seers. This is the Praetorian version of the Primal Earth Penelope Yin. But where Primal Earth's Penelope Yin is a confident, budding superhero who is such a powerful psychic they just automatically enrolled her into the Freedom Phalanx, much to the chagrin of pretty much every single PC in the game. Like anybody who pays attention to the story, the moment they find out Penelope Yin has been made a member of the Freedom Phalanx, they're like, I have literally saved the world. I have stopped supervillains countless times, and I barely get an acknowledgement here. Do I get to join the Freedom Phalanx? You get to join the Freedom Phalanx Auxiliary. Fuck you, Positron. Well, you see, the thing is, with the time travel shenanigans of the Menders, we can never really be certain if that was really you who did those things. But Penelope, she's always been there. Oh, god damn it. But, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. By starting up this mission. Who, what, Lowball. You see several images flash before you. One of Metronome. Whoever wrote this forgot that there was a very good possibility we did not meet Metronome by now. So, Primal Earth has a Clockwork King. He builds what are called clockwork, which are malevolent toys made of scrap metal. And they run around on their own. Except you find out in an early mission that there's no reason why they should be working. It's later on you find out that they're actually psychic projections of the Clockwork King. He's actually one of the most powerful psychics on the planet. So, the Clockwork King, his subjects, his court, they're all projections of the Clockwork King's head. All projections of his mind. During the weekly Synapse task force yesterday, we fought one of the Clockwork King's minions who's called Long Tom, which is the name of a cannon. So get the dirty thoughts out of your head. The mission is defeat Long Tom and his bodyguards, and after defeating what had to be around 60 robots, one of the players on my team goes, Long Tom had a lot of bodyguards. Paranoid much? And I offhandedly commented, well, considering the fact that these things are supposed to be projections of the Clockwork King's will, it's very possible we just killed his paranoia. Or at least knocked it out for a little while. We do something fun on Homecoming every Saturday. One of the players, Kali Kamada, has instituted a league for the Synapse Task Force. Specifically so they can accurately coordinate multiple giant monster brawls. So, normally, the Synapse Task Force, you finish the penultimate mission, and a giant monster shows up called Babbage. But if you have multiple people finish the mission simultaneously, you wind up fighting multiple Babbages. Now, it's not a guarantee. If two Babbages spawn simultaneously, one just gets negated. So, we've been experimenting, trying to figure out the best way to stagger the spawns. And last night, Kali Kamada basically got to the point where they were like, okay, you do not exit until the previous team confirms that they found their Babbage. And that worked. We had 5 teams, and we spawned 5 Babbages. Now, the goal is to get 6 teams and 6 Babbages. And hopefully a game master who comes along and spawns maybe a couple Cronoses. Last night, we think that the game master swooped in and was like, let's drop a Rikti invasion on this too. However, we deliberately waited until the Rikti invasion had passed. We were like, nope, that's too much complexity. Mostly because we don't want to be fighting aliens while we're gathering up the robots. It is a bit of a chore to get them all into one place. Okay, I've been rambling on this enough. Back to my original point. That's the Clockwork King. He psychically controls these misshapen toys made of scrap metal. Here in Pretoria, these are clockwork. These are not misshapen toys. These are the servants of Praetoria. They are also walking arsenals. At any moment, one can suddenly whip out a pair of plasma burners and roast the family he's serving. They are not Three Laws compliant. They are actually a security measure of Praetoria. One more thing. Yeah. Metronome, being the Praetorian Earth version of the Clockwork King, he is also, once again, a psychic, and he's able to hop. He started out being able to hop from clockwork to clockwork because it was his design for their neural patterns, and he knows it perfectly. And Neuron, being the lazy moron that he is, just copied and copied and copied and copied and copied and copied and copied. He didn't care. He had no idea that he was basically leaving all of the clockwork open to psychic tampering. And eventually Metronome ends up getting himself a big boy body. He basically takes over the body of Siege. Oh. That's enough from my end. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.